Hi there, James Savage from National Club Golfer. Today I've got the brand new Rogue drivers from Callaway. I'm going to tell you all about these really exciting new drivers from Callaway, who are effectively the #1 driver brand at the moment. You know, they've had some fantastic sales over the last 12 months. Their Epic driver was like the #1 driver, particularly in Europe. It was phenomenally successful. Really went down a storm in the pro shop. So the job of Rogue, if you like, is kind of backing up the success of the Epic drivers. Now, I wouldn't say that Rogue is necessarily replacing the Epic, so don't worry if you've got an Epic driver. It's not, these drivers aren't making those obsolete, and you're probably still going to be able to buy the Epic drivers. But what Callaway have done is they've just enhanced some of the technology and the design, and that's what I'm going to tell you all about now in the new Rogue drivers. So first impressions, I've got the head cover here. As you can see, we've got a completely new colour scheme from what we had with the Epic. The Epic was very much that sort of darker green colour. Now we've got this, I think it's teal, is the right wording for it. So it's quite interesting. I'm not going to lie, my first impressions of these colours are maybe more what you'd expect from a brand's ladies range, but that's not what Rogue is. It's not a ladies range at all. Let's take it out of the head cover and have a look. So the first thing that's interesting to me with the new Rogue drivers is that Callaway have done away with that sort of sliding weight system that we had on the Epic. So you had your Sub-Zero model, and then you had your regular Epic model, which had that sort of movable weight. But what we've actually got now, instead of that, is I've got the regular model here. They've also got a draw bias model here, which has got some weight in the heel, and they've also got the Sub-Zero model there, which is the sort of weight forward, low spinning, elite player, tour player product, if you like. So why have they done that? Well, it does make sense to me, because basically for sort of like an adjustable weight track that you put in a driver, basically that does take out some of the potential performance benefits. And I guess if they were finding that 90% of the golfers that did get fitted into the regular Epic were moving that weight into the heel, they maybe just thought, well, let's just have a sort of draw biased heel weighted club to go with the regular version and the sort of weight forward Sub-Zero model. So we've got 3 models to choose from. So it's a bit of a twist on adjustability, if you like, from choosing between 3 models rather than having one regular Epic model that could be fine tuned. So what's the result of that? What it's actually done is it's actually allowed Callaway to kind of pack a little bit more forgiveness into these Rogue drivers. They've actually been able to make that MOI higher. They've actually been able to make them a little bit larger. And that's not just through the moving of the weight track, it's actually through some of the other technologies in there. Let's start talking about something that I'm sure you're all familiar with from the Epic drivers, and that is the jailbreak technology. It was a really good sort of tech story for Callaway with their Epic drivers. Some really good marketing around it, and it was all about using these titanium bars to sort of connect the sole and the crown to sort of stiffen up the club and allow that face to sort of like take more load and get more ball speed. Did it work? I think it did. In our testing last year, the Epic drivers probably just had the little couple of miles an hour extra ball speed compared to some of the other products on the market. So they've not done away with jailbreak technology at all. They've actually enhanced it, and they've done that by they've actually made the titanium bars 25% lighter. And through the overall carbon design of this club, which is it's got a lighter face, it's got a lighter crown, it's got these lighter jailbreak titanium bars, and that weight saving, if you like, that has actually just allowed them to just to kind of give that head higher MOI, just through its footprint just being a little bit larger. So it's larger, but it's also lighter. It's not larger and heavier, so you really still should be able to get sort of like good swing speed with this, because we've still got the sort of speed stepped crown technology that we've seen for a few years now from Callaway. So yeah, larger, lighter, higher MOI, more forgiveness, and obviously you've got the 3 different options here. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers all of the technology in these clubs, but I will just touch on the shaft as well. We've got a new shaft for these drivers. This is a Project X Even Flow shaft, which is the shaft that I was fitted into when I went to the brand's launch event up at Archerfield. So how do they perform? Well, let's just go through what happened in my fitting. When I actually went for my fitting up in Archerfield, it was absolutely freezing cold. I wasn't hitting it particularly well, and actually got fitted into the draw bias model because I was striking it out the heel, and that draw bias model was straightening my shots out, quite a lot. But brought the products back to Leeds. Been doing quite a bit of testing on the sort of local driving ranges here. And I did just find with that draw bias model that I was just getting too many shots that were going a little bit too far left on me. So I hit some more shots actually with the regular model, and I think this is the one that was just working really, really well for me. When I set it down behind the ball, you do notice that extra sort of mass compared to the Epic drivers. I found the Epic drivers to be quite rounded, not sort of compact, but they were sort of like like I say, a little bit more of a rounded shape. But you can actually see with the Rogue drivers that there is just that little bit extra mass. It's sort of weight dragged back a little bit, and it's just a really confidence-inspiring sort of footprint address. It was closer to me to the driver that I used last year, and that was the TaylorMade M2. And what I really like about the TaylorMade M2 is just that sort of huge footprint address. It just fills you with loads of confidence, and I definitely think that that's what is going to be one of the biggest differences that you notice from the Rogue driver compared to the Epic. You set it down, it just makes you feel like you're not going to miss, and I think that's a really huge positive. So how does it perform? Again, like with the Epic drivers, I think due to this jailbreak technology, that the sort of sound and feel, I would just describe it as being really, really solid. It's just you just feel that impact feel. It just feels like like I say, that the club is taking the load of your shots really well, and it's just coming off the face, really nice and fast, really nice solid feel. Okay, so I've just got some launch monitor numbers here using a SkyTrack launch monitor just to get a little bit of data on these clubs. Now this isn't anything massively in depth from a numbers point of view, and I would never really say to anyone that look at my launch monitor numbers. This tells you everything what this club can do, because it doesn't. It's very personal to me. It's very dependent on how I'm swinging it on the day, and as a mid-handicapper I can be quite inconsistent. Like I say, at the launch event didn't hit it very well in the fitting, definitely hit it a lot better when I was testing this club out at the driving range. So in terms of the numbers, it's giving me pretty much what I'd expect there. I've got some there carrying 225, 222, total 244, total 254. So really it's round about the sort of carry 220, carry 225, total 250, which is exactly what I'm looking for from a driver really. But there's just a few shots there where I really saw some good ball speed numbers where I struck it well. Ball speed 144 miles an hour. Now if you know of some of our other sort of recent driver reviews that I have done, I'm sort of looking at 140 miles an hour. That's a sort of bit of a benchmark driving number for me. I know that's good. So 144, I know that's like really, really good. So all in all, I thought the dispersion was really good with this driver. When I'm missing, I'm not missing by huge amounts often at the time. 5 yards to the left, 7 yards to the left, 5 yards to the right. Overall, I'm offline. I'm sort of 16 yards sort of to the left, which it's very playable for me. Like I say, I'm not a great driver of the ball. I don't hit it very far. I'm very inconsistent. So if I can find the fairway more often than not, around about 250 yards, I'm really, really happy. So from a numbers point of view, for me, it's telling me that this driver is performing really, really well. Okay, so just as a little bit of a summary then on the Rogue drivers, what are my sort of overall thoughts? Well, it's quite a difficult one, I think, because the Epic drivers were so phenomenally successful for Callaway. The Rogue was always going to be, it was always up against it to kind of match or make it any better than that. So have they managed to do that? I think they definitely have in a few ways. Like I say, making it more confidence inspiring at address, increasing that forgiveness. Like I say, the performance on off-centre hits I think was very, very good. So I think we can definitely say that there are improvements from the Rogue, on the Rogue over the Epic. I don't think they're the sorts of improvements that are going to make people, want to part with their Epic drivers and switch into the Rogue. But what I think the Rogue driver is going to do is it might attract you know, some players, you know, to Callaway, you know, from rival brands, because I do think that the jailbreak technology is a really good tech story, and I do think it really does work. You know, so and like I say, I think that what Callaway are targeting here with these, particularly with the draw biased driver and the regular driver, is I think they're really targeting those players that want more forgiveness. I think Callaway, you know, say that around about 90% of players want more forgiveness. So that's definitely the route that they've gone down. I think it's a smart move. You know, like I say, it is a fantastic product, looks, sounds and feels great. I think one difference that we're noticing this year with the Sub-Zero model is that with the Epic, I thought that the Sub-Zero model was still really playable. I think that your mid-handicappers could get fitted into that no problem. But I think that with the Sub-Zero model this time around, I think it's more aimed at your better player. It's that sort of low spinning, better player driver. So I don't think you're going to see as many sort of mid-handicap or handicap golfers getting fitted into the Sub-Zero. I think you're going to get, you know, most of your club golfers are going to be going into your regular Rogue driver. Those people who struggle with, you know, a little bit of unwanted sort of left to right ball flight, they're going to go into the draw bias driver. But this is going to be your mass market product for the year, the regular Rogue driver. So please post your comments below. Let us know what you think about the Rogue drivers. Do you like the looks? Do you like the designs? What do you think of the colours? Do you think it's a good move that they've gone for the sort of 3-head option rather than that adjustability? Is that something that you like, or, you know, are you a fan of those sort of sliding weights? Please post your comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, please tell us why as well. But we are really keen to get your feedback on the Rogue driver, and we're going to be doing lots more testing with these clubs in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for those. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you soon.